on deck. This is Kelly J. Patriot. Mayday! Mayday! All hands on deck. Wake up, America.
Welcome, fellow liberators and patriots alike. This is Liberty Report. And if you're in the 5th hour of the 5th day of the week, then you got to know we're live here on Liberty Report with Kelly J. Patriot. And I am happy to announce that we had a wonderful, an awesome, amazing show to bring you this week. But unfortunately, the deep state they had other plans, and let's not call YouTube the deep state, shall we not? We wink, wink. But you know what? We had an awesome footage, and we uploaded it several times to YouTube. In fact, Kelly, let me bring you on, the host of the show, Kelly J. Patriot. What's up, Kelly?
Hey, Chad, how you doing? This is Liberty Report Live with Kelly J. Patriot, and we were trying to get a short on our show tonight, and they kept shutting us down, and we didn't. We kept pulling it back. We modified it, but the powers to be, they see certain words, they see certain things, and they don't want to hear it. They don't want to see it, because what we're trying to do is get the truth out, seeking the truth and keeping the faith, and they don't want to have it. They're trying to block that. So at some point in time, we'll be on other platforms. It will be full freedom of speech, First Amendment platforms. But for now, like you said, we kind of got to play the game with YouTube, and that's how it is.
Well, it's interesting because all it literally was titled "A Picnic Without the Food." Like, that was like the bare minimum we ended up, going with. They wouldn't even allow that, and it was a great scene at the Capitol. Our nation's capital, and it was some footage from a day early in January, and it was just showing what it was. There was music going on, patriotic music, and there wasn't any violence in the footage, right, Kelly?
Not at all. But they just don't want to see what was really going on, just like they were trying to squelch and not release those videos for such a long time.
Right. So very interesting, but hopefully we could get that. You know what we'll do, Kelly? And I think we talked about it anyways. We'll get that video that you have that's never been seen. We were going to show it here tonight. But what we'll do is we'll put it up on your landing page on the website.
There you go. Get it out. It's about 3 minutes and 21 seconds. It's from that special day in January a couple years ago. And, once again, as we discussed on our announcement show, it was kind of like a picnic without the food, and a lot of patriots were there. So it was quite a day, and it's been quite a ride, since that time. So,
yeah.
But, here we are, God's Army, front lines, active duty, here to serve, and we'll continue to do that and get the truth out as we go forward. And, in fact, Chadwick, last week, our show was entitled Mayday, all hands on deck. Mm-hmm. And we've kept that in our intro because that's kind of still where we are. Yeah. We got to get more people to the front lines to step up, stand up, and be strong, especially in this day and age. And I'll tell you what, this weekend is a lot of folks are going to be out there being on the front lines, and all hands will be on deck in 2 places this weekend, both here in California and your home state of Arizona. And that's what we're going to focus on tonight, so we can let people know about what's going on this weekend. Depending where you are, we'll start, and I think you maybe can show up on your screen, Chadwick, there. We have, first of all, starting Friday the 15th and Saturday the 16th, Reawaken America in Tulare, California, which is kind of central California, near Fresno, about a half hour away. And that's kind of the agricultural center of California, kind of central California, inland from the coast. And they're going to have a great lineup up there. And in fact, when we talked maybe a month or so ago, we were planning on being there. We've been to a lot of the Reawaken America tour events, and we were planning on being in Tulare. And thereafter, we found out that the same weekend, out in your neck of the woods in Phoenix, is Turning Point USA America Fest, or more commonly known as AM Fest. So, and you're screening through the Reawaken America event lineup. They have General Flynn, Mike Lindell, Roseanne Barr will be out there. And in fact, a gal that I was going to come out with to Phoenix, she's still coming out, but a day later. And that's because her friend, Nicole Negrady, just released a huge, huge song entitled Modern Day Holy War on Bannon's War Room a few days ago, maybe a week ago now. And it's gone viral. It's got great reviews. A lot of people are watching it. We're going to show that here in a couple minutes. So I want to give a shout out to Nicole Negrady. Last name spelled Nogrady, first name Nicole. If you go to NicoleNegrady.com, you can find her music there. It's on YouTube. And we'll be pulling that up in a second or here in a couple minutes here. But I just want to give a shout out to her. She will be with my friend Julie. She, after appearing on Steve Bannon War Room, she got invited to go up to Reawaken America. So she's going to go sing her song up there this weekend, and then come back to Orange County with my friend Julie, and then they'll be flying out to Phoenix and joining us there. So without further ado, why don't we start out with that song, Chadwick, because it's really, really striking. The graphics, the tone, the tune, the lyrics, the spirit. It's amazing, and really, really touching. And I hope it continues to get the attention that it deserves. And this is Nicole Negrady with Modern Day Holy War. So when you're ready, why don't we fire that up to kind of start things off and get people in the mood for what's to come this next weekend.
I'll play it right now. This is Modern Day Holy War. And she's going to be out here at AmFest, right?
She's coming to AmFest after being in Reawaken America up in Tulare to sing the song. And I think she's just going to be a guest in AmFest, but we definitely want to talk to her. If we can get her to perform live or make arrangements to do that, I'd like to get her up on stage and be able to sing her song. So we'll see what we can do. Liberty Report will be there doing media at the event, and we'll be doing some live segments. You're also going to be streaming. You're going to be streaming Reawaken America, I believe, too, right?
Yeah, we'll be streaming Reawaken America tour both days on our Rumble channel. So it'll be there. Also be on MakeLibertyGreat.com, right at the head of the website, the very top, right when you go to the website. That'll be the first video that starts playing as soon as you go on. Yeah.
Perfect.
All right, cool. Let's get right to this video. This is beautiful. I'm glad we're going to be playing it. Here it is, Modern Day Holy War.
In America, we don't worship government, we worship God.
Could it be true that everything you learn in school is always just a great big stupid lie? Things you wouldn't believe, mind can't conceive will probably make you break down and wanna cry. Don't you wanna know how to stop the flow of evil so blatantly running rampant in a modern world? There's some answers to these problems if you wanna solve them. They're Jesus, love, and truth. We're in a modern day holy war. Holy, holy, what are we waiting for? Evil so vaguely running rampant in a modern world. Evil so vaguely running rampant in a modern world. Count your blessings, be in sin on modern day holy war.
Wow. Just wow, Kelly. That
Artificial intelligence is creating music now that we can use in our videos. There's
Hold
a
on, let me
website
turn
called
off the-
SoundRod.
I
I'm
think
going to show
ad
you how to
came
use
on
the
after.
website. You're going to click Create Music.
Oh my goodness. That was amazing, Kelly.
I hope that goes viral. And I made a couple notes while that was playing because you know, there was some really powerful scenes in that. There were scenes from movies, from different places, from around our country with a lot of things going on nowadays. And here's some of the highlights, Chad, that I saw there, Chadwick, that I wanted to point out. Early on, they talk about believe, and open your eyes. And that's really where we are. People need to open their eyes, open their ears, and see what's going on, because this really is, it is a holy war. It's good versus evil going on, not only in the United States, but from, you know, around the world. And people need to realize that.
Yeah.
Also, early on, they mentioned sin, no more sin and the corruption and all the, you know, all the evil things, the drag shows, the transgender, the abortion and all that, killing babies. It just, we don't need that. I don't know, our society has gotten so far away from the Judeo-Christian foundation that we originated our nation on, which was one nation under God. And we've gotten so far away from that. And I don't know if you can see my shirt here, but this is that same shirt I had on that special day back early January a couple years ago, and it says Jesus is my savior, and then a little bit lower it says Trump is my president. And we need to get back to where we started from, and that's how we started. And we've gotten so far away from that, and the fabric of our society has been destroyed, and that's really what we need to get back. A couple other things that they pointed out in the video: unfathomable evil. And that evil is running rampant, and that's what we need to stand up. It also said count your blessings, because notwithstanding the evil in this world, God is still there too, and we need to stand up for what's right and what's and God and Jesus. And they mentioned the light in you, and I've talked about that before, the seventh direction. And I don't know if I've talked to you about that before, Chadwick, but the seventh direction, the first six are front, back, right, left, up, and down. The seventh direction is inside, in your soul, your mind, your spirit, because we all have light in us, and we all have the God gene also. So there's a Holy Spirit in us that we need to bring out and tap into, and they're just trying to crush that. You saw that shirt, God over government, and that looked like that guy was speaking at probably a school board or something. And we need to stand up and you know, fear God, not the government. And that's they're trying to, you know, obviously turn that around. And in speaking of God and standing up for things, it reminds me of my interview with Jimmy Levy in Miami, and he talked about how he left Hollywood because it was so evil, because what they were doing to kids, and he was ready to sign, I believe, a $2 million contract. But as part of that contract, he couldn't mention the word God, and he couldn't mention Jesus. And with that, he said, I don't want any part of this. And he left Hollywood, and he's been doing a lot of great things since that time. I also saw in the song, it said, we will eradicate child trafficking. And that's the biggest industry in our world. It's bigger than the drug industry. Drugs you use one time, these children, they just continue to use every day, multiple times, and that needs to stop. President Trump has made that a priority, and the Sound of Freedom movie, I believe a lot of us saw, and it's real. It's out there. That certain type of food, pizza, they said that wasn't real, but it's all coming out that is real, and they're nailing the people who used to use that verbiage, and it's all coming out. They also showed abortion. We should not be killing God's babies. We can't. And I spoke a little bit about that in the past on one of my shows. And once again, I'll remind everybody, if you can see me, if you can hear me, your parents chose life. And women do have a choice. I like to say, my body, my vote. And women do have a choice. Pro-choice, choose to be responsible. Get married, have a family, use birth control, abstain, read the Bible, adoption. You do have a choice, but don't use abortion for birth control. And then I also saw, what are we waiting for?
Yeah.
What are we waiting for? And I'll tell you what, I've said before, if not me, who, and if not now, when? And there is so much evil out there that people need to step up. We need to stand up, or we're not going to have freedom anymore. We're not going to have our country anymore. And that's a big part of what we're trying to do, is spread love and knowledge and spread the truth. And in the meantime, keep the faith, because they're trying to take that faith away and just destroy it. And one other main theme and big word that I saw there was freedom. And we need to have freedom from all of this evil, freedom from all these things that they're trying to do to take away our rights and liberties. And if they try to do it again coming up, leading up to the 2024 election, we need to stand up and not comply, and just remember all those God-given rights and constitutional rights that we have, and don't let them take them away this time. And just remember, trust God. Don't trust the government. I mean, real simple. We've seen what the government's done to all of us all around the world, and people are waking up. And it's the good guys and the bad guys. It's good versus evil. It's not left versus right, red versus blue. It's good versus evil at this point in time. And I believe that a lot of people around the world are seeing and understanding that the elites, the people who have control of the government, people who have control of big pharma, people who have control of the media, and we know what's going on with the media. The mainstream media is on its way out. Hollywood's on its way out.
Yep.
People are understanding what's going on. So now's the time for everybody. And I encourage you, I encourage all of our listeners, I encourage everybody to stand up for what's right, stand up for righteousness. And you know, it's our country has gotten so far away from the initial roots that we really need to get back to where we started from. And once again, that was one nation under God. Chadwick, what's your thoughts about that? This is just Kelly J. Patriot Liberty Report Live, and that song is really moving. And I just want more people to see that and spread that around, spread love, spread the truth, spread freedom.
So what's her name? Nicole what?
Nicole Negrady, Nogrady, and you can. She's got a website, NicoleNegrady.com. That song is also on YouTube. It's on Rumble, on the Steve Bannon show. She had a great interview with Steve Bannon, and they debuted her song on that show last week.
Well, what do you say, Kelly? She's going to be here at AmFest. We're going to be at AmFest. Why don't you conduct a little interview with her? I think that would be good. That was a powerful video, because not only does she have a beautiful voice, but she has a powerful message that hits very hard with what a lot of people are afraid to talk about. She was just, boom, just hitting home runs one after another. So I think she would be someone to have a good conversation with. You mentioned Steve Bannon sat and spoke with her. That must have been really good.
Yeah, great interview. I'd recommend that you go watch that, because he also brought up about the fact that she's going to get attacked because of what she's putting out there. And she doesn't care. It's more important for her to make people aware of what's going on in our world than any blowback that she may get for being a Christian and trying to emphasize God and emphasize those types of things that a lot of people are afraid to. She's not. She'll be there with my friend Julie, and we'll definitely have a chance to talk to her. And I'd really like to have her perform in Phoenix at AmFest. She'll be performing up at Reawaken America tour, and I know we'll have a chance to talk to her, interview her, and we'll hopefully get her on the show another time, and hopefully she can perform in Phoenix also.
Well, sounds good. And I think the big news of tonight's show that we had to misdirect from our main topic, since they kept flagging our content, is AmFest, and that we are going to be there. And if you want to know what's going on at AmFest, this is going to be the best place to get it here on Liberty Report. We have Andrew Callahan from Channel 5 rolling with us, and his camera crew. They're going to be coming up, getting content. We have Austin Steinbart flying in. He's going to be rolling with us. We got people from California's got his crew bringing the straight West Coast right up here to the desert. And we're just going to hit AmFest super hard. And Kelly, if you want to talk about AmFest, I'll bring up the great speakers that people can expect to see at AmFest.
Let's do that. Now's the time. They've got a lot of great speakers, starting with, obviously, it's a Turning Point USA event. So Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens, and I'll let you pull that up and we'll kind of run through so they can kind of see as I'm chatting here, Chadwick. Tucker Carlson's going to be there. And let me put my glasses on so I can see a little better here. Patrick David, who has a big channel. Candace Owens, as I mentioned. Charlie Kirk. Glenn Beck. And also comedian Rob Schneider. Although he's a funny guy, he's one of those people much like Roseanne Barr. Roseanne Barr's going to be there. She'll be at Tulare at Reawaken America. She'll be in Phoenix. And she's been really a patriot that's really stepped up here over the last year or so to get the truth out and kind of call out some of these people who are doing evil things and letting them know what's going on, not only in Hollywood, but everywhere else.
You guys, that's Roseanne Barr. Like, many of us grew up watching Roseanne Barr. And Rob Schneider, how funny. Remember The Water Boy? All night long. You know, these people, people are getting it. People are starting to understand, just like the video of Nicole. People are getting at what's going on. Okay, go ahead, Kelly.
Exactly. Also, here's some of the other speakers. I know you're going to be rolling it on the screen. If you can't read it, Tulsi Gabbard, Senator Ted Cruz, Dennis Prager of Prager USA. He's got a college. He's got a whole educational thing going. Allie Beth Stuckey, who's a great speaker, a conservative speaker, and she's all over the place. Jonathan Isaac, he's an NBA player who stood up when they were down doing the lockdown in the bubble a couple years ago. He refused to kneel down, and he refused to do the BLM, and so he has a sporting goods brand, and I don't recall the name offhand right now, but it's a spiritual sporting goods brand that I'm sure he'll talk about and we should support. But I've seen him speak before and interviewed. He's awesome. Tim Pool, who has a really big channel on YouTube. We have James O'Keefe. We saw him in D.C. a couple Januaries ago. And here's one of my favorites. And if she's ever in California, I'll go out and I'll personally do security for her. And that's Riley Gaines. She's been standing up to the male swimmers and the male athletes competing in women's sports. And actually, she's the swimmer who was lost a spot. And in fact, I think she tied for first, but they put up that one gentleman from Penn, who was a male about a foot taller and 100 pounds heavier, who was calling himself a female. And she speaks up about rights of women and women's sports. Also, Ben Carson, who had a cabinet position with General Trump and a very, very articulate and well-spoken man. Look forward to hearing him speak. Michael Anton. And then Jason Whitlock. And Jason Whitlock, you may recognize his name. And I think he was a former NFL player, and he's got more of a sports talk show, but he's completely come full circle the last year or two and really supports conservative values at this time. Gad Saad, I believe it's pronounced Saad, and one of my favorites, Brandon Officer Tatum, and he's from out your way. He's from Arizona, right, Chadwick?
Yeah, he is.
I believe
Tucson.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's from Tucson. Officer Tatum. He goes. He's got a great YouTube channel. Support him.
Yeah.
Seth Dillon, who's a great speaker. Jack Posobiec. He's
And,
sharp. He's
real quick, I just want to tell you, Brandon Tatum, I don't want to jump the gun, but things will be coming, and I know he's in communications with who you guys might have heard the phone ringing. That was Jerome Davidson running for Congress, and him and Brandon Tatum are in communication. So he'll be going on, I'm sure, be going on his show pretty soon, but they're definitely in communications. All right, sorry, you're on Jack Posobiec.
awesome. Yeah. And then also, speaking of Jerome Davidson, who's running for Congress, we're all supporting Jerome. In fact, you got a Jerome Davidson for Congress shirt on, I believe, right?
Yeah, I do. I could switch cameras over here. That's right. Got my drone for Davison shirt. That's right.
And he will be at AmFest with us. So he'll be in media, full access. So he'll be rubbing elbows with all those big people. And going on, we got my cousin, not really my cousin, but I'll say he's my cousin, and that's Benny Johnson. He's got a huge show on YouTube. And Benny and I, what we have in common is the same last name, and he's from Iowa, and I'm from Iowa. And he's a good guy. I love his channel. Yeonimi Park also is listed there next to Benny Johnson, and she'll also be speaking. Michael Selfert, James Lindsay, Christian Collins, and John Ammon Chukwa will also be speaking. John Benzinger, and also a gentleman here who I've seen on a couple occasions, including Reawaken America, and that's Pastor Rob McCoy, who's a very strong Christian, obviously, and he's one of those pastors who stood up during that little bout we had a couple years ago with the little cough and everything that people were getting.
Yeah.
Also Eric Metaxas, who's got a really good program. He's got a lot of great videos out there. Len Munsell, Calvin Robinson, Ava, and I'll try to pronounce her last name. That's a long last name. Ava Vlardingerbrock.
Oh,
That's got to be Danish or something over that way.
like Norway or Swedish. Oh, I think I know who that is, actually. She was wearing the scarf.
Dutch, yeah.
Dutch.
Yeah, she's.
Yeah, I know who that
something.
is.
Yeah,
She's something.
Real pretty gal. I love those pretty conservative, sharp gals. And
Yeah.
then here are what they're calling the turning point action speakers, and these are the heavy hitters. Not that the other ones aren't great speakers, but this is the heavyweights. And do you have those guys up on screen? Are you starting to roll those,
Yep.
Chadwick?
Yeah, I got the first three. They're showing.
Starting with Vivek Ramaswamy, who's running for president, and we've all seen him at the debates. He is just tearing down the other uniparty type candidates and is kind of chopping wood for Trump, it seems, because he is similar in some of his positions, and he's an interesting guy. A lot of people are still trying to figure him out, so I look forward to seeing him in person, and hopefully we can rub elbows with him along the way and chat with him a little bit. That'd be great to talk to him and interview him.
Yeah.
Also, here's Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon in his show War Room, and Nicole Negrady was just on his show last week, and he helped launch her debut record. So Steve Bannon will be out there. If you've been following Patriot Media the last couple of years, he's one of the heavyweights.
Mm-hmm.
And now here's another, talking about heavyweights, here is one of my favorites, Carrie Lake, also from Iowa. And I've got a sign that we had at the Super Bowl, and it said, Trump won and Carrie Lake won. And I think everybody in the state of Arizona knows that. It was the same type of situation with Trump. Nobody supported the other candidate, and somehow the other candidate won. So some of that funny stuff going on that they have in Arizona and a lot of other states, but Carrie Lake is awesome. We've seen her live. I was in court at her court hearing. I said hi to her and sat right in front of her at her court hearing in Arizona challenging the 2022 election. And just to her side is good old Donald Trump Jr. Donald Trump Jr. and Eric Trump. We saw speak at Reawaken America. I was there when he was speaking in Reawaken America in Miami in May. And after he spoke, I was right up front stage with our friend Matt, and I stepped up and shook his hand right after he spoke, and it was great seeing Eric. Here's his brother Donald Trump Jr. and also his, I don't know if it's girlfriend or wife, but that's Kimberly Guilfoyle. And fortunately, she's dating a Trump or with a Trump, because her old guy used to be that crazy guy out here in California, Gavin Newsom. So she's definitely woken up and she's gotten on the right team.
It's an upgrade.
And definitely an upgrade, and she's a good guy, and look forward to seeing her. She's a great speaker, very sharp, conservative, and once again, you got to love those cute conservative women. Also, Senator Josh Hawley, and he's very, very well spoken and very, very conservative, and I look forward to seeing him in person, and hopefully we'll also have a chance to speak to him. Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, MTG, and I had a chance to see her also in January a couple years ago, the day before the big day, and she is a firebrand. I love her. She steps up, stands up, as does the gentleman next to her, and that's Congressman Matt Gaetz. So both of those, hopefully we'll have a chance to interview and speak to in Phoenix at AmFest, and I look forward to it. And Congressman Corey
Mills.
Corey Mills, and he'll also be there. And right next to him is our old friend, Mike Lindell. And we've known Mike ever since Bard's Fest a couple years ago out in St. Louis. And we have, I don't know if we have the ad ready to go, but we've got one of the best, you had one of the best interviews, Chadwick, I've ever seen, interviewing Mike Lindell. And he's been taking shots ever since that time. And we had a great interview there with him in St. Louis. And then afterwards, there's a classic picture of about probably maybe 8 people praying over him, just emanating love and spirit into him, because he is just such a strong patriot. And we support Mike Lindell. We support My Pillow. And in fact, that's one of our main sponsors, and we'll chat a little bit later about that. But if you ever want to buy any My Pillow products, go to mypillow.com/God wins, and Liberty Port, our promo code for My Pillow is God wins. So order what you want. Great discounts, great products. He's a patriot. He's from Minnesota. I also used to live in St. Paul. And Brandon Howes, who's one of the main reporters for Lindell TV, lived in the same town that I did in Minnesota, which is Woodbury. And we also met him at Bard's Fest in St. Louis about 2 years ago. So strong patriots. And I just lost my screen here, so I can't see. Oh, here it's coming back.
It's coming back. You got it? We got Trump's lawyer, one of Trump's lawyers coming up next.
Oh.
Alina Habba.
And she is Habba. She is sharp. she dices them up. And if you ever seen her speak to the press after some of these court hearings, she is sharp. She's a tiger. She's well-spoken. She's aggressive. And just sharp. And once again, gals like that, you just got to love, because they don't mess around. They don't mix it up. They give you the truth. They're well-spoken. And I look forward also to chatting with her, because there's a lot of legal actions going on with Donald Trump. And she's handling, I'm trying to remember if she's handling the document case down in Florida. I think she may be handling a couple cases. But she's a tiger. She's a lion, legal lion, and she really steps up hard to protect the president's interest. And I really, really respect her, and look forward to having a chance, hopefully, to speak to her. And I think is that pretty much everything?
Yeah, I'll button up the rest of it here. There's as of right now, there's 3 performing artists: Big and Rich, Low Cash, and Ray Lynn. So I love Big and Rich. Ray Lynn has a beautiful voice. She's been someone my wife's been sharing with me lately. So look forward to hearing that. And you guys, I have a countdown right here at the bottom. The countdown says 1 day, 13 hours, 31 minutes, and 13 seconds. It just so happened to hit at that moment. And so you could go and register. There's a group if you're 15 and under. If you're a student, price 16 through 26. There's a young adult tickets, 27 through 35, and adult tickets 35 plus. Student general admission ranges from $60. Student VIP goes from $400. And you can see there's all kinds of stuff you get available to access to general session and the exhibitor hall, possible meet and greets with special guests and speakers, reserved seating area, lounge with food, expedited check-in process, which if you've ever been to a Turning Point event, Kelly, recently we were at one, and there's actually video of it in this channel. But you guys, you'll be waiting outside for hours getting into these events. A lot of people show up, and it's longer than a Disneyland line, if you remember when you were a kid.
Hey, well, Chadwick, I think the problem we had with getting in at the last event, that was at UCLA, and UCLA was running security. So I don't think, I believe that Turning Point USA themselves will be a lot more proficient than they were at UCLA. But that video, my daughter was there, Kaylee, and she actually went up and asked a question to Charlie Kirk, and we got a video on that, which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
She called me QAnon, which I don't necessarily follow them. I think they got some good points, but and it was kind of funny because after she said, "Oh, my dad's QAnon," and Charlie Kirk's response was, "Maybe you'll learn something."
Yeah, maybe you should listen to your dad. You can learn a thing or two.
Yeah, it was kind of funny.
Good.
But and Jerome was out there with us, and he had an interview with Jesse Lee Peterson.
Yeah.
And on a future show, we're going to show some of the segments from that interview with Jesse Lee Peterson. And
Good
I don't know
stuff.
if you can pull up. I don't know if you can quickly pull up, Chad, that little 1 minute kind of promo you did from that day.
Oh yeah, I do have that here.
Or not. Yeah, why don't you, while I'm chatting, maybe you don't try to pull that up. And that was from the day we were in Los Angeles.
It's got music though. If you try to chat over it, it's got some music that's kind of loud. If I remember.
You let me know when you get it going, and I'll tone down. But that's a good little 1 minute. It shows Jerome. It doesn't necessarily show the interview, but it shows him out and about in Los Angeles. I'm there too in the room with him in part of the video. But you let me know when you're ready to pull that, and I'll tone it down.
It's ready to go. I'll play it right now. It's 46 seconds. Here we go. Yeah, and there you were in the video with them, taking pictures with Jesse Lee Peterson. That was a fun event. That was a fun interview, and I can't wait to break it down with you later on. That's going to be a good one to do.
No, absolutely. And if you go to Jesse Lee Peterson's channel, the overall interview, the long version is over an hour, a little over an hour, and then he broke it down into clips. And the one that I really enjoy is the one where Jerome talks about Obama. And what Obama did to the black people, which was nothing favorable.
It's a good one.
It really had a really good conversation with him about politics and our political parties and what they're doing to the people and trying to influence everyone, including the black voters. So that was a really, really good interview. And there's a couple clips, and at some point in time we'll have a chance to go over those. But I look forward to seeing Jerome this weekend. He'll be with us in media. We want to be able to have him shake some hands, kiss some babies, and see some of the other speakers and get his name out, because he certainly deserves the attention. He's very modest. He's a pastor. He's a former NFL player. He loves Jesus, He loves our country, and everybody out there should support him. Jerome Davison for Congress there in Arizona.
And Kelly, a big announcement that I can't believe I haven't let you guys know yet, but this is actually a big announcement. His new video, this is Jerome Davison's new video, is coming out tomorrow. It's going to be coming out first thing in the morning tomorrow. Jerome Davison hasn't released a video on his channel since I think the Internet Bill of Rights during his last campaign. So if you know videos are coming to his channel, that means a strong campaign is coming. And Kelly, you're a big part of pushing this through. You do such a good job getting good patriots' names out there to the people that need to be bridged and connected to. So good job, Kelly, for keeping up the good fight. I'm sorry that we couldn't get the video of that special day in January, but we will have it uploaded to makelibertygreat.com/Kelly J Patriot. And we'll have it. I'll get it up there this weekend, Kelly. You're going to be here this weekend, and you had already told me you're going to beef up the website.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And then also at some point in time, we'll be able to push through hopefully a short that will be able to show at least a portion of that day. And once again, it was like a picnic without the food. And there are 2 songs on there that may have some copyright issues. So on the short, we can do it, I know, because it's under a minute. And those 2 songs are really good. One is We Will Rock You.
Yeah.
And then also Bachman Turner Overdrive, You Ain't Seen Nothing Yet.
Yeah.
And you ain't seen nothing yet, because there are a lot of good things coming, both for Liberty Report and also for Liberty Report Live with Kelly J Patriot. I also do a lot of media with Channel 5, Andrew Callahan. And at some point in time, we're going to review that initial video that has almost 3.8 million views now, coming up on 4 million views.
Yeah.
And that's the day in April 2 years ago when they had that false flag White Lives Matter rally, when I was wearing this shirt, wearing my Trump hat, had an All Lives Matter flag for the babies that they're killing every day out here in California and around the country and world, which is just sad. And I also had a U.S. flag, Trump flag, and BLM and Antifa didn't like that. So at some point in time, we'll take a look at that video and go over kind of what happened out here in California that day. That's part of our series for Liberty Report Live with Kelly J Patriot. We'll hit that in due course, but there's so much going on. And this weekend in particular, and to recap once again, starting tomorrow the 15th, Friday the 15th, and Saturday the 16th, up in Tulare, Tulare, California, which is a half hour outside Fresno, kind of up in the breadbasket of California. They're in the Central Valley where they have a lot of farming going on. I think Devin Nunes is from that area and has a farm. They will be up there at Reawaken America tour with General Flynn, Mike Lindell, frontline doctors, and pastors, all of which are trying to get our country back and get us back with the good Lord. And that's why we've been supporting the tour. We've been there at probably about half the events I have. And I was going to go up, and we were going to go up, but because of AmFest in Phoenix, it made more sense for us and the timing of everything going on to be there in Phoenix for the 4 days rather than out in California for the 2 days, especially because it's right there in your backyard, Chadwick. And I look forward to coming out and hitting the studio and getting a lot of great content this weekend at the event, at your studio. And maybe we'll do a little Patriots in the Streets in Phoenix. How about that?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a good idea. We're about due for a new Patriots in the Street. Those videos are a lot of fun, very informative. And I think here, especially at AmFest, there's going to be a lot of different voices. So it'll be a good variety of seeing what's going on around the country. So yeah, we could do that. And we could go hit up the actual streets of Phoenix and get a good comparison, because there's a lot of homelessness going on in these streets. They are some Democratic streets right now, just because the type of laws that are being allowed, where you just see a lot of slacking off. Criminal activity that you didn't see before is just slid on, and you get this type of homelessness it's pretty wild. When was the last time you were here, Kelly?
A few months back, but I remember that we were there maybe last summer, and with Josh and Steve,
Yeah.
Josh with Freeman with Republic Road Reel.
Rest
We
in
were there
peace to
filming.
Steve.
Yeah, God bless Steve, Patriot Steve. He's passed a couple months ago, but Josh and Steve and I and a few others toured the homeless area, and it was astonishing. It really reminded me of L.A. and Skid Row in L.A. It really sad, but let's maybe go down there, go to downtown. We got to hit the Capitol, and also just a little heads up that we are definitely going to be doing another segment of Patriots in the Streets. We were in the Super Bowl last year in Glendale, and we're planning on being also at the Super Bowl in Las Vegas in February. I think it's Sunday, February 11th, I believe. So whatever that Sunday is, I think it's the 11th. I checked the other day, and I have it calendared, and we'll plan on being out there doing a Patriots in the Streets segment also from the Super Bowl in Las Vegas.
That'll be fun. That'll be a lot of fun. Look forward to it. And I'm still working on trying to get us some good press passes where we could actually go in and interview maybe some of the players. You know, who knows what happens, but we do have something in store there, and we're going to keep growing that segment, especially the sports segment. Kelly loves reporting on the sports, and that's good. A lot of patriots around America like hearing it and would rather hear it from a patriotic voice, you know, that loves this country. So we look forward to that segment you have coming up. Good stuff coming. Most importantly is going to be this weekend. It's just too much rest up because we're going to be going nonstop. Like I said, we got Andrew coming in. We got Austin coming in. We got all kinds of people coming in. And Kelly is going to be front and center asking the questions. One of the questions that's going to be heavy on every person that we come up with is, do you still believe in the two-party system, Republican, Democrat? Like, and if that's the case, are you still going to be voting Republican? And if that is the case, when do we draw the line saying, hey, we're going to not vote this party anymore until this party actually starts representing us? So we're going to tailor some questions around that and get the feel of what people in America are feeling about this this two-party system or this uniparty system. Right, Kelly?
Absolutely. And some other big issues, Chadwick, are what's going on with the border and
Yeah.
this immigration or illegal immigration that's happening. I remember seeing a video from San Diego. I think it was CNN actually went down there, and they were down by the border to see what was going on. And they stood there while people came through an open fence
Yeah.
through the backyard of somebody down near San Diego, and hundreds of people were marching by as they were just filming.
Unbelievable.
And they couldn't believe it. They're just pouring through the border. So that's a big concern from California to Arizona to Texas. And because of what the Biden administration has allowed, every state in our country is a border state because those people come through, they bust them out. And I think Sheriff Mark Lamb was saying, I think he had a video, they're giving each illegal immigrant a $5,000 gift card. Is that right, Chadwick?
Yeah, that's right. We just put out a short on this. This holiday season, when you're, struggling to even keep your lights on, pay your bills, much less celebrate the holidays however you choose to celebrate, these illegal immigrants coming into our country illegally are getting handed a $5,000 prepaid card to go spend how they wish. So that's kind of what's happening here in America. Is it's America last, and if you're not a citizen, you're getting prompted up at the highest level and treated like royalty. It almost seems like it's unbelievable, Kelly. And we live here, both of us, right here on the border of what's going on. So we're not talking about something in a faraway land. We're talking about something that's happening right here to us, affecting us here firsthand. So pretty brutal stuff.
It's crazy. And I'm in Orange County in Newport Beach right now. Huntington Beach, spent time there, here in Newport Beach. And San Diego's about an hour away. and the Mexican border's about an hour and a half away. So I could be at the border in about an hour and a half, and bordering California is Tijuana, and they're pouring up through that area every day. And with the Biden administration, I think their policy is America last, it seems.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. It's crazy what's been going on. And a lot of the people who will be speaking at Turning Point USA, they're definitely America first. Patriots, they love our country, they love God, and we need more of that. So I really, really look forward to having a big weekend there in Phoenix. Chadwick, look forward to getting out and having a chance to speak with all those great speakers who will be at the event, have a chance to interview them, exchange some numbers, set them up for longer interviews later when we have more chance.
Yeah.
Look forward to seeing Nicole Negrady, and maybe we can hear her song either publicly or privately, and give her some PR. And then also, of course, Jerome Davison for Congress.
Yep.
And also, why don't we put out on our show right now how people can support Jerome? Because I spoke to him recently, and you don't have to live in Arizona to support him. You just need to be an American citizen. Ironic, huh?
Well, it's great. What Drone is saying is, hey, just look down at your shoe size, and whatever your shoe size is, just donate that to me. Just donate your shoe size. So it's pretty clever. And you could do that, donate your shoe size, whether it be 5 or 10 or Shaquille O'Neal. He says, I wish you guys all had Shaquille O'Neal shoe sizes, but whatever it is, donate it. Every size matters. All donations, there's nothing too little or big. And go to JeroneDavison.com, and that's how you spell his name out, which is with an N. That's JoreneDavison. Jerome Davison. What, Kelly?
Let me clarify, Chadwick. It's actually Jerone. I think you said J-O. It's Jerome, Jerone, Davison, Davison.com. And I believe the limit for an individual is maybe about $24.50. And in terms of shoe size, maybe put a 0 behind it or 2 if you're able to. But any support would be helpful. We need to get his voice out. He's very active. He needs to travel. He needs to meet with groups, and that's not only in Arizona, but all around. People need to know who he is, and he deserves all the love, financially and otherwise, that we can give him. Pray for him, because he can make a difference in Arizona. And if you've had a chance to see him speak, he's incredible.
Wow.
I remember at some of the events in Arizona that I've been out there the last couple of years, Chadwick, and he'll go up to speak for 5 or 10 minutes, and it's basically prayer and sermon, and he just has so much energy and so much grace and humility, and he loves our country. He loves God and Jesus, and he's just a great man. And I'll be out there a lot in Arizona. I split time between California and Arizona. It's a free state. You have open carry. I love the Patriots out there. I've been supporting Arizona since the 2020 audit, April of 2021. And I've been out there a lot ever since, and I'll be out there a lot even more, especially with Jerome running for Congress and helping him get into office. It'd be great to get him out to D.C. He's the kind of person that we need to have in office. He's the kind of person that deserves to be in office, because we know he will be there for we the people. Yeah,
former NFL football player, current pastor, and full of energy. He's exciting to listen to. And the best part about him, out of all those things, is that he listens to you, listens to us, like truly listens and hears it and applies, says, okay, these are ideas. Let's go get them done. So JeromeDavison.com, video coming out on his YouTube channel and Facebook and everywhere tomorrow. So get ready for that. It's a great video. Yeah, Kelly. Well, hey, I look forward to seeing you here live in the studio this weekend and being at the Turning Point USA AmFest event. It's going to be a lot of fun. And you guys, I can't wait to see you too. I hope you guys come down here in Phoenix, Arizona at the convention center. A lot of us are going to be there. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be like a picnic with the food.
Absolutely. Phoenix, Arizona, all the way to Tacoma, Philadelphia, Atlanta, LA, as they used to say in that song. So,
That's right.
God bless America. God bless Liberty Report. God bless Mike Lindell. God bless Jerome Davison. And God bless every patriot out there who's working hard to get people back with the good Lord and get our country back to where we need to be. So keep fighting the fight, stand up, front lines, active duty, and we'll keep trying to get the truth out and letting people know what's really going on so that people can make informed decisions and not be influenced by the traditional mainstream media that does not have our best interests at heart and is not giving us the truth and not giving us what's really going on. So open your ears, open your eyes, and catch the patriot media, catch the people who are getting the message out.
And Kelly, I just realized this happened earlier. I was like, oh, okay, I should bring this up, and I don't see it now. But it was from Hillary Johnson. Here it is. And I felt like I should shout her out. It was a message I see that's a Twitter notification. And you know Hillary, Kelly, you know Hillary. She says, "Hey, Chad, I'm having a down day. I have been just having a hard time because I miss my grandma. She died in 2019. And it just made me think that, you know what, there's a lot of people, a lot of loved ones that we've lost over these last couple of years due to certain events that not everyone could come to an agreement on. But one thing we can agree on is that life is a precious thing. And we are pro-life, Kelly. That's something that you stand strong on. And just anybody, Hillary, to you, Hillary, I'm sorry that you're having a tough day. And I pray that your heart is lifted, and Kelly and I both lift you up, and we appreciate you, and we care about you, and we look forward to speaking to you soon. So just get through this day, and we love you. And anybody that's going through a rough day, just know there's people out there that loves you and cares about you. And there's a brighter day after every sunset. There's a bright day after. So just get through it. And I just felt like sharing that, Kelly. I saw her notification.
No, I appreciate that, Chadwick. Absolutely pro-love and pro-life. And we need to support each other. We need to love each other. That's what Jesus would do. So that's what we need to do also.
Yeah.
We don't have enough of out there. I like listening to that song. What the world needs now is love, sweet love.
Ooh, I love it. I love it. All right, Kelly, we'll sign us off. It's been a great show. I appreciate you on this 5th day of the week at the 5th hour, your time zone on the West Coast. And I hope the nations loved it as well. You could, if you have any final words, I'll end us out.
Thank you for joining us. Try to watch online this weekend if you're not going to be there in person. Once again, Reawaken America up in Tulare, California, Friday the 15th and 16th. And then from Saturday the 16th through the 19th in Phoenix, Arizona, will be Turning Point USA with AmFest, America Fest, AmFest, with the great speakers that we went through earlier. Support them, support our country, and support Liberty Report, support Kelly J. Patriot and Chadwick. And you can do that by going to mypillow.com and using promo code GodWins. So on behalf of Kelly J. Patriot and Liberty Report Live, thank you so much for joining us. We'll be here again next Thursday, and I may still be out in Phoenix, Chadwick, in which case we'll be there in studio doing the show live there. So I'll try to do that, and we'll go from there. But in the meantime, we'll be out there fighting the fight and on the front lines, active duty, God's Army, and here to serve. And we'll continue to serve and get the truth out, getting out that love and knowledge, Chadwick. So good here being with you again. Thank you for supporting Liberty Report. And until next time, Kelly J. Patriot, keep plugging away and do what you can. Stand up, step up, and use your voice.